Welcome to the Dawg Chug. We got Roger, who's cheering for the Guardians. We got Ed, who's cheering against all three teams. And we have me, who's still holding on to faith that maybe the Browns will get back in it. How's it going, gentlemen?
Man, it's going great. I watched One Pride, Lions. You see them? Man, Monday night. The Lions are no joke. So we got that. That's beautiful. The Guardians. I'm loving life right now.
You know what, Roger? Your Lions are okay, but you know what? Fuck Detroit. We got some Motor City Kitties, the Tigers. They took out the Houston Astros. Thank God. Thank God. So our Guardians have an ALDS opponent, and it's 8 Miles own Detroit Tigers. So, hey, your Lions, whatever. Jared Goff, great game. But you know what? I don't give a shit. Fuck Detroit. Go Cleveland.
Wow.
Wow, yeah. Okay.
Strong words, Ed. I like it. That actually made me proud of you, so I appreciate that.
Well, Andy, I even got one better. I have a Guardians dance that I was going to, display tonight. So are you guys down for that?
You're not going to let them dance, are you?
Are you going to let them dance? Guardians, Guardians.
Okay, we're good.
Andy.
We don't need this shit. No. It's been a painful week. I'm sorry. I'm still a little in pain from Sunday's game, and I just can't deal with that right now. So
when he dances for the Browns, it's fine, but no Guardian dancing. No Guardian dancing. All right.
Well, we got a very exciting guest. We have a main guest, but we have someone that wants to pop in and say hi. That's a pretty big deal. Do you have any ideas, Roger, who this might be?
I looked ahead and I happened to see, and you know how much I really don't care for this individual. So yeah, I know who's coming on, and he is a big deal. So you go ahead. He's your dude. You go ahead.
All right. Well, this is a big deal. The Cleveland Browns is my favorite team, and we got one of the top guys in the organization that are going to come on and explain, how the Browns have been doing through the first quarter of the season. So, welcome back to the Dawg Chug, General Manager of the Cleveland Browns, Andrew Berry.
What's up, Dawg Chug?
Wow, hey, Andrew, you put your name as Ed in Columbus. That's hilarious. Please do a little dance.
That's my homie. That's my homie down in C-Bus. We tend to do that recreational thing, that legal stuff now. But Ed's a good guy.
Wow. Well, thanks for making the time, Andrew. I can only imagine how busy you are coming off of a tough loss against the Raiders.
Thanks. Happy to be here. And trust me, all I have is time counting down the days until I convince old man Jimmy to cut that soft-ass Coach Stefanski.
Wow. I was going to ask, do you attribute the early failures of the team more to the roster makeup and the mistakes they've been making, or to the coaching? But it sounds like you already said the main problem is our soft head coach.
I know I get criticized for not saying much of substance, so since nobody's watching, I'll keep it real and tell a story. After we made it to the playoffs last year, D threw us a did-it party with some fucking fine-ass girls I'm pretty sure weren't legally allowed to vote. And these ladies are better actresses than porn stars pretending like they love being pissed on and taking loads to the face. D. Podesta and I were Eiffel Towering this one bitch, and she almost drowned. I'm not saying that to brag, just to try to get you to understand how much fun this particular party was. It was a true reward for all the hard work we put in last season. Anyway, you want to know what Stefanski was up to? I should have canned his ass right then and there. He was giving his girl interior decorating tips, and she finally got him to ejaculate. He made her kiss him and passed his load back into his mouth. Fucking disgusting. Like, dude should be in prison for that sick shit.
Oh my God. Andrew Berry, are you high right now?
High on life, baby. Go Browns.
All right, man. Listen, welcome to Dawg Chug. Some people are glad that you're back. Listen, I've been against your move to trade for Deshaun Watson. And I've taken a lot of shit for it, but I've been right. Up to this point, I've been right. What's your confidence level that with QB1 today? And is there a way to get out from underneath this terrible contract if you can't rebound?
I'll be honest. I didn't want that trade, but when the guy that signs your check says you need to do it or else, my hands are tied. Look, I'm a black man, but I went to white people college, so I have a unique perspective on this. The blacks make great wide receivers, running backs, and edge rushers. Their elite athleticism, combined with the struggles so singularly prove themselves, makes them the perfect candidates to excel at those positions. But quarterbacking is all about intelligence, and frankly, that's where we come up short. I know there's exceptions like Kermit the Frog over there, but while you can win a couple games with Deshaun, you'll never win the big ones. So you're just going to have to wait out that contract and pray that there's a cracker at the top of the draft that didn't get corrupted by rap music like what happened to Baker.
Mr. Barry, I have to say I'm deeply uncomfortable and offended by just about everything you're saying right now.
You might as well have just said you endorse Kamala Harris as your next president, you stupid cuck. God, why did I come on the stupid podcast?
Listen, hey, before Andy cuts you off, cuts your microphone, can I ask you just one more question? It's been on my mind. A lot of people like to say you're playing chess, not checkers. And if that's the case, why is this team continue to be below average?
I resent that comment. It's so fucking stupid and displays how dumb the fans truly are. Chess is a nerd game about horses and queens played by slobs that want to pretend they're special despite not being able to wipe their own asses for being too fat. Checkers is a game for toddlers. If I had to come up with a game that describes my personal style, it would be Texas Hold'em poker. Want to know why?
I mean, I love poker, but not really.
No, hold on a minute. Oh, you're killing it. Why do you relate to poker?
Poker is about mastering the art of the bluff. I'm here for 5 years now pretending I have a good hand and I know what the fuck I'm doing, but trust me, I don't have a clue. I take whatever free agents are desperate enough to come here, and I use a dartboard to select draft picks. I never say a goddamn thing when I do press conferences, but I do it all confidently, and you dorks eat this shit up. In 15 years, analysts will look back and say that I'm the worst general manager that has ever been and wasted the prime years of so many great football players. But right now, I have all Cleveland fooled that I'm some sort of savant, and it's fucking hysterical. Here's a pro tip, Browns fan. This Sunday, take Washington -3. They have a real football team. They're about to kick our asses. Peace out, fools. And crew, out.
Oh, my God. Why do we keep having him on?
Andy, I ask you that constantly. He's twisted and he's deranged.
Oh, I mean, wait.
He's out.
I'm gonna bring Ed back on. Ed, oh my God, did you catch that?
No, I had a family emergency. My son just got back from his Christian athletes meeting tonight. So, did anything unchristian like go down tonight?
Good thing he missed that.
Terrible. It was his worst appearance yet.
Oh well,
Hey,
you told me he was going to come on.
Alley,
You told me he was going to come on, and I thought that, with the way and the state of the Browns right now, that he might be at his finest. And by the looks of your faces and what you're saying, it looks like he delivered tonight.
Oh, it was terrible, Ed. But look, we got to get the bad taste out of our mouth. Why don't you cheer us up with some breaking news?
All right. Well, you hit me kind of fast right here, so give me like 2 seconds. It's not break Ed news right now. It's breaking Ed news. And as I get to it, and we're having technical difficulties right now.
Just so you know that there was a racist sock running around your living room a little while ago while you were at.
I can't believe.
Yeah,
we cannot have him on again. That has to be his final appearance.
Okay, well, we are going to have some fun tonight. That's right, because it is time. It is time, and I'm sorry. At least I'm not killing it with that. But you know what? And this is an Columbus with your Dawg Chug. Breaking news. Browns wide receiver Jerry Jeudy says he will run more because he was tired on some plays this past week. The only running that needs done in Berea is Stefanski's play calling sheet through the paper shredder. Ooh. Elijah Moore's dad pulled an Odell Beckham Sr. Sunday by posting on X that his son should have gotten more targets because he's open 95% of the time. Moore's dad said, "Make it make sense." "Okay, I will." "Your son sucks." And finally, once again, Deshaun Watson couldn't get a happy ending. Deshaun brought his towel, but unfortunately, the refs brought their own laundry. And this is an Columbus with your Dawg Chug. Breaking news.
Wow. Well done, Ed.
Fantastic.
It took a while. It took like the Browns, unfortunately the Browns fast start, and then this was quite the opposite, I believe.
Hey, it was perfect because, we were all stunned and shocked. We just needed you to deliver, and you did deliver.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Well, I think we got a few updates about the news in Cleveland, Roger. Is that correct?
Yeah, we do. Actually, this is Update coming out. This Antonio Brown was at it again on X this weekend. And he's in the news for all the glorious AB reasons. Brown is a master troll and had zero fucks to give once again this past weekend. Whether he was trolling Mike McDaniels with Elmo doing rails of blow, or Joe Buck and Troy Aikman sword fighting at a urinal, or Jerry Jones just doing Jerry Jones type shit. However, some believe he crossed the line when he went after America's sweethearts Taylor Swift and Travis Cleese with some rather specific advice for Travis, saying, Travis needs some black pussy. Bro washed. He added an IG-generated photo of him kissing Swift and awarded himself his popular Nigga of the Day award just for his efforts.
Jeez.
People everywhere had to take sides for one particular close friend of Brown's has come to his defense. Supermodel and ex-wife of Tom Brady, Gisele Bündchen, is said to have reached out to Swift about the situation, telling her sometimes Antonio's taken the wrong way, that he is a warm and giving friend when she really needed it. And she knows what it's like to be with a man who's won multiple Super Bowl championships. And no matter what he needs, she advised Taylor, listen, girl, I got a nigga of the day too. His name is Big Black Cock.
Wow.
Jeez.
AB.
And in related news, Dawg Chug owned Roger First in Cuyahoga Falls has won Antonio Brown's other popular award, Cracker of the Day.
Wow, that's awesome, Roger. I think you need to use a sock puppet to say that phrase earlier.
Well, yes, and we got one more. Hey, why not? And it was announced second round pick Mike Hall will be eligible to be reinstated October 9th and could play against the Eagles next week. When Dawg Chug caught up with Hall, he stated, I'm just so excited to put this unfortunate situation behind me so I can get on the field with my teammates and prove I'm another talentless player that has zero NFL ability at the defensive tackle position drafted by GM Andrew Berry.
Wow. At least Barry's consistent, right?
That's true.
Well,
that was
now
great.
that we've destroyed any credibility that we had, what's next?
Oh, well.
I think we've got a top 10.
That's right. We do have a top 10. And these are the top 10 reasons why Cleveland needs the Guardians to win it all. Number 10, the Browns suck ass again. Number 9, the Cavs re-signed Isaac Okoro. You really think they're close to a title? Number 8, it's going to be a couple more years until the women's soccer team arrives. Number 7, the confetti can fill in some of the potholes when we win. Number 6, LeBron can dick ride Cleveland even though he's just a kid from Akron. Number 5, so Indians fans can finally shut the fuck up. Go Guardians. Number 4, when your city's nickname is a mistake on the lake, winning championships can't hurt. Number 3, Josh Naylor would certainly be the new J.R. Smith, but with a shirt on, of course. Number 2, 1948. And the number one reason why Cleveland needs the Guardians to win it all is to show that you don't have to spend money to have a good time. And those are tonight's top 10.
Well done, Ed.
Well done.
Yeah.
Man.
All the
I
bad
think
juju we had from having Andrew Berry on, I think you just absorbed it all. So thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Roger, what were you saying?
I forget.
Huh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, if anyone's still tuned in, we appreciate it.
Right.
And you're in a special treat because we have an amazing guest this week on the Dawg Chug.
She's still there? She's still in the green room?
Shockingly, yes. I think she's
That's
trying
amazing
to
in itself.
cancel out, but she can't figure out what button to push. So
Yeah, it's right there. I see. All right.
Well, you guys have all seen her on social media putting out her selfies and all of her good vibes instead of all the toxic bullshit from everybody else.
Me?
You know her, you love her. She does a podcast with Yvette, right? Do I have that right?
She's
She's
on
gonna
Bougie
do the
Sports.
college. She's gonna do a college, college update for Bougie Sports with the vet and the girls over there. Yeah.
All right. Well, you probably know who I'm talking about. The one and the only Heather. Welcome to the Dawg Chug.
Hello, thank you. And I have to say, out of all of the offensive things, I took most offense to the Isaac Okoro dig. Not cool, man. Not cool. That's my man. Okay. Okay.
I knew that. Yeah, honestly, of all the Cavs players,
Yeah.
you are a big stand for Isaac Okoro. And I just want to say this about him. He has gotten better. I am glad they brought him back. The 3 years, $38 million deal. It was a good deal for both sides. And I think his development, everything that we've gone through with him. But he's still a polarizing figure. And he made the top, but he made the top 10.
He did.
So,
It's a better deal for Isaac. I think 38 mil was a little much considering no one else wanted him, but I'm still going to have every pair of his shoes when they finally fucking release on the website. Come on. Holo, get your shit together and release the shoes. Okay.
You know what? I fell in love with him watching him, and on Dawg Chug, I called him Okoro. And
No,
Ross,
nice. Okay. I mean,
Ross laughed at me. He goes, "It's Okoro." I was like, I didn't know he was Irish.
Hey,
Because
that reminds me, Roger. How'd you pronounce Travis Kelce's little boyfriend over there with the Chiefs?
excuse me.
Who is the tight end of the Kansas City Chiefs? I think his first name's Travis.
Yes.
What's his? I can't remember his last name. What is it?
What did I call him?
It's Cleese. God darn it. That's what he says, Andy. And don't, this is a running joke that Ross and we all have. Let's just leave it alone here.
What did I call him?
I don't remember, but it was fabulous.
It was offensive, like what Ann Crew was saying, I believe. Something like that. I don't know.
I think I'm going to trade this for this.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Wow.
saying.
See, it's unfair.
You'll see or something. I don't remember. It was awesome though. Good job.
Yeah.
We were tanking today, so we needed that little bit of funny.
Yeah, that's what it was.
All right. So Heather, we're so excited that you decided to come on the Dawg Chug. We love when we have women that get to come on because there's not a ton of women out there on social media, and we love the ones that represent proudly for our teams and our city. And you do this pretty much more than most. And
I'm a little obsessive about it, just a little bit.
And you've got a great story. You've really worked on your fitness and your.
Yes, you can say it. You can say it. I say it. I don't mean it to be offensive, but since we're going there, I used to be fat. There is no nice way to say it, and it's okay. I was 100 pounds overweight, and I made the commitment that I did not want surgery. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I wanted to do it. So yeah, I'm really, really into the working out, and that's why I drink clear alcohol.
And obviously Ozempic, right?
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I wish now, so I could have more of the snacks, but no, nothing.
When did you make this transformation?
In 2020, June 1st of 2020, I made the decision that I was going to lose weight after the doctor said, if you gain 12 more pounds, you'll be eligible for surgery. I'm like, oh, ouch.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then how long did the transformation take? Was it like
it took almost 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it took almost 2 years.
I ran into you
Awesome. That's
at,
103 pounds.
I ran into you at the the Muni lot before that horrible Dallas game, and you look amazing. So well done, you.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a day that we had fun tailgating, but boy, did that end fast.
Well, that's been the experience since '99. I mean, that's what makes problems.
Oh, please, Roger. You were so happy watching that game because it validated all of your stupid opinions.
Hey, Heather, I got a question. I got a question for you, Heather. So obviously you put in the hard work, and congratulations to you and everything like that. But so what do you think is more of a form of cheating to lose weight? The Ozempic and Wegovy, or the old classic, some blow and some cigarettes every day? What would you find more of a cheating aspect?
I would probably say the Ozempic and the Wegovy, because at least with blow, you're going to have fun, right? You're going to have, it's going to be a really good time. Like you're not going to get it. All you're going to do on the Ozempic and Wegovy is lose your appetite. With Coke, at least you're having fun.
Yeah.
Good point. Well done.
That's why we have you on the Dawg Chug. That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My 1990 me, right with you, man, all the way.
Oh, and also too, Heather. Now to Andy alluded to, you do put up selfies every day and motivational things. But one thing I do like that you put out. And because I am a graduate of the Ohio State University, I love the Ohio State Buckeyes. But
Yes.
you and your father, I love to see the pics of you and your dad at Ohio State games. So can you talk to us about the experiences with him and how much fun you have with him? And, he's your dad, but at Ohio State, how much fun and love that you have for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah. So I actually grew up, it was Saturdays were for Ohio State, no exceptions. Like, you can go out with your friends, but we're going to watch Ohio State first. So when my mom got sick, this is morbid, but I promise it's when my mom got sick, we knew she was going to pass. And my dad had never been to an Ohio State game ever in his whole life. And one of the things that she made me promise her was that I would get him to a game. So and that was when COVID, shut everything down. So I took my dad the following year to the shoe for the spring game, and the man cried. We walk into the stadium and he cried. And it was right then and there that I knew, I'm like, I've got to get him to games. So we went to our first game, and now it's a tradition, and I will never be able to top this last one. I got us seats on the 45-yard line, and it was row 2. So, it was, I'll never be able to top that, but he just is, he's a kid when we go, and he's pretty cool. He's a lot of fun. So that man taught me everything I know about football. Nice. And so I just need to repay it for him. I want those memories. Awesome. Yeah.
You know what? If you want to top that, just take him to the big house.
No,
I don't want him to die. Like, I love the man. I want to keep him around a long time. I think he would disown me, though. I think I would be the one that would die because he would murder me. I didn't even know for the longest time growing up why I hated Michigan. I just knew that I hated Michigan, and that was
your dad raised you right.
Yeah, there was no other rule. Like, if you root for Michigan, you will get disowned. So even my brother, who pushed boundaries, was a Penn State fan. So yeah, but he's still the enemy of our enemy is our friend.
That's
so
right.
We still both rooted against Michigan. So
is your love for the Buckeyes ahead, equal, or below your love for the Browns?
I'd have to say it's probably ahead because they don't let me down. They don't let me down as often as the Browns do. And okay, so my thing with college football is that it's so much more fun and more pure to watch. Maybe not now with the NIL bullshit and the transfer portal and all that, but those athletes are playing for something. They're not gonna pull a hammy and sit out a game. They're going to power through it, and they're playing with heart. They're playing. It doesn't matter if they're down, 59-14. They're playing to that last down. So I enjoy that.
I think, you know what, man, with the the payoff for a college football player was maybe I'll make the NFL and make some money.
Yeah, not anymore.
Well, how many actually make the NFL? Well, no, there's an opportunity to get an education and have a payday, and you may never step foot in the NFL. So you're going to see kids really, I agree with the determination, and they're working for something.
Going off script, what you were saying, one of the things that I would like to explore when I do my college football podcasts is what kind of talent are we going to see in the NFL in, say, 3-4 years? Because these kids are staying longer in college and they're developing more and they're older. You're not having 21-year-old kids who, had their egos blown up and maybe weren't as good as they thought that they were entering the draft. Maybe they're staying a 4th, 5th year in college and they're going to develop a little bit more. Maybe we see better talent in the NFL after this.
I love it. Also, too, when you look at it, like somebody like a Travion Henderson who came back, Emeka Egbuka who came back, and yet this Buckeye team is so stacked. Quinshon Judkins comes in from Ole Miss, and they're splitting the carry. So you got Travion that's staying an extra year, but he's with the less wear and tear on the tires because him and Quinshon are getting it done. And I want your take on. Obviously, we talked about Ohio State and with your dad, but getting to the on the field and with your college football potting. What do you see the Buckeyes in? Look, I say it's national championship or bust. What are your thoughts about the Ohio State Buckeyes this year?
Yeah, I think that they're built for it this year. I think that they have that level. I think that for once, Ryan Day is giving up play calling a little bit. He's letting Chip Kelly open up that offense a little bit, and that's what we're seeing this year. Last year, we had to rely on the defense constantly.
Yep.
and they were on the field so long. This year, it's equal time. The offense is actually scoring, and they're not scoring field goals. They're scoring touchdowns. And you see a Quinshawn and a Travion. You have a Travion that's an east-west runner, and you have a Quinshawn that's a north-south runner. And they're both getting equal carries, and they're both getting equal yardage. I think Quinshawn is probably a little bit more explosive,
I would
but
agree.
I think Travion has that finesse.
Yes.
And I mean, let's talk about Jeremiah Smith.
Oh, let's talk about Jeremiah Smith. Let's talk
We
about
all
him.
thought that it was going to be a Mecca Ibuka, right? We thought he's going to be the Bolitnikov, like it's going to be hands down. He's going to be it. He's going to be that guy. But Jeremiah Smith said, no, I'm going to come in as a true freshman, and I'm going to be in the Heisman conversation. He's not going to make it to New York, but he's going to be in the conversation, and he is going to be a Bolitnikov winner. Yeah, I mean, book it.
No doubt about that. Now, I want your take real quick on the upgrade from Kyle McCord to Will Howard. What do you see with Will Howard now? I see a guy that's stronger, can actually run. I think that's why we lost to Michigan on 3rd and 2s. You had CJ Stroud, and then you had Kyle McCord, who would not run. We have a little bit of that running element. And what do you see with Will Howard? And do you think he's the difference that puts Ohio State over the top and wins the Big Ten this year?
100%, because he makes better decisions as well. So I mean, the first couple of games I was a little concerned because he's got all that green grass in front of him and he was throwing the ball away. I think once he got his footing, he's seeing that, okay, I have that. I don't have to run for 30, 40 yards. I can run and get those 5-6 yards, get that first down, reset, throw it to Jeremiah Smith. I think that Will Howard makes better decisions. I think he's stronger, and he's a strong thrower. He's going to be able to air it out to Ibuka, Emeka Ibuka, Jeremiah Smith, and even a Carnell Tate. They're going to get separation from these corners, especially in these first, I'd say, 5 games. They're going to get separation from these corners, and Will Howard can thread that dime. So I think that that's what the biggest difference is that arm strength and the ability to run.
I like your answers. I like where you got Ohio State going, and great job, Heather.
It's Oregon, October. What is it? October 12th. That's Oregon at night at Oregon. So that's going to be our biggest test.
And you brought up a really good point that college is a little bit more pure, but it's kind of interesting because now we do have guys transferring, and we do have players getting paid now, which is sort of creeping more towards professional athletes, giving the players more control. But I contend that this has been one of the most exciting years of college football in the last few, at least. It feels like these games have been great. I've been really loving them. Yeah. So by giving players more power, are we is the product better, or is it just a coincidence?
I think the product is better for a multitude of reasons. I think, one, you are giving these kids more power. They have more say. But I think the biggest thing that you're doing is these are 18-year-old children or 17-year-old children when they're making decisions about their future. And sometimes we make poor, shitty decisions, and you go to the wrong school. And before, you were stuck there for 3 years, or you had to enter the portal, sit out a year. Now these kids are some are leaving for money. Let's not talk about the ones that are deciding to redshirt halfway through the season so they can get the NIL, go into the portal. But some of these kids are like Judkins. He made the wrong decision going to Ole Miss. Ole Miss isn't a bad school. It just wasn't for him. That's not the kind of offense. Those aren't the kind of play calls that he's suited for. So he got to make the choice to say, okay, I'm going to make a better, more informed decision. Now that I know where my strengths are in college, I can make a better decision and go to a school that's more suited for Will Howard. Yep. And look at Kyle McCord. He's doing better at Syracuse because the Ohio State, that wasn't his kind of offense. So I think
Kyle. Bye, Kyle.
And I wish him well. He just wasn't.
I do.
It just wasn't for us. So
right.
I think we're
stop it, Roger. Stop
yeah,
it.
I loved him.
Yeah.
He was my favorite. He's been my favorite Buckeye quarterback.
Stop.
I don't know. Warren is my favorite quarterback. 444 yards and 2 whole touchdowns this year. He is lighting it up for Michigan. Woo! Like watching him play, that explosive interceptions.
We're gonna run. We're gonna run the wing back, the old power eye, and we're gonna just pound them in football.
They're gonna wear leather helmets too, Heather. They're gonna wear
Right.
leather helmets.
You guys are
Put 'em
you're
on.
gonna have 34 passing yards every game and win. So yeah, so long answer, a little bit shorter. I think that the players get to decide where they fit in better, which is why we're seeing better products out on the field.
All right. And then finally, one more from me. Given Roger's allegiance to that other team, would you say he's the ugliest of the three on the Dawg Chug?
Hands down. I mean, is there even it's a pretty large gap. Yeah.
Fuck you, Roger.
I mean, I gotta go with my boy Ed because he's my Buckeye, you know. You're a close second.
That's why the camera. I'm like, you see, Major League. I got a face for radio. That's why the camera. I'm like Marla Hooch when they didn't zoom in on her.
What a hitter!
You know, hey, I'm. You know.
Well, all right, Ed, why don't you take us into our next little fun game that we're going to play, the one that you named?
That's right. That's right. It is time for Spit, Sip, Chug, a game with so much acclaim because I gave it its name. That's right. I will say a statement.
Sorry.
And if you strongly agree with that statement, you will chug. If you're lukewarm on the statement, you will sip. And if you strongly disagree, you will spit like a llama, as Andy does on the floor, and he makes his beautiful wife clean it up. He's a horrible, despicable human being.
That is not true. I resent that. I make my kids clean it up.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, well, that's good. So we'll start with statement number one, and we'll start with our guest, Heather, and that statement being, Watson was the highest graded Browns player against the Raiders. He is not the problem.
And if I disagree, I gotta spit.
Yeah.
Or I gotta
just fake it. Just fake it.
There you go.
I'm a lady. I'm not.
Only Andy.
No, I was hoping you'd give me one that I had to chug.
Before also too, Roger, no sipping tonight for you.
Oh,
Okay.
No. The play was already run.
Oh, no. This is like Bottlegate. No.
I'm going to chug this one because I don't think that Watson's the only problem.
Okay,
I think our O-line is the biggest problem.
Okay.
All right, there. Get the Tito's going. There you go, down the hatch.
Woo.
Woo.
Oh, that'll do it.
Oh, that'll put some hair on your chest.
That'll
Woo, okay.
that'll tighten the thing on your head.
Chug. I need a chaser. God. That was a healthy chug.
it's been a while since we've had someone, a female
Got
chug
tighter your forehead.
straight liquor on the Dawg Chug. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate it.
I'm classy. It's clear liquor, so I'm classy. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So O-line, you, if you want to expound on that, feel free. Make fun of the O-line. Trash the O-line. Go ahead and trash them.
Okay. I'm not saying that Watson is playing good. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that it is impossible to be accurate most of the time when you're running for your life or when you are on your back. You cannot expect him to be accurate or consistent when he has to constantly look behind him all the time because you never know if that O-line is protecting you. They are Swiss cheese. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them, but none of it's good. So
Wow.
that's
my strong face and strong answer to that statement. We will go to Roger. Follow that one, Roger.
Sure. You know what? What am I going to do here? You know what? First of all, Ed, the play was already run. You can't go back.
You can sip. You are right.
But
what a little baby. This is
graded
why you're the ugliest.
That's true.
You know what?
That's good job, Andy.
You know what? I guess I'm gonna sip on it because that's like saying the one-legged man and the ass-kicking contest wasn't the problem, or the one-eyed king in the kingdom of the blind isn't the problem. You know, just because he was the highest-ranked Brown in that fucking game doesn't necessarily mean that he's not the. You know. That's just bad news, man. That's real bad news. That depresses me even more. So he's just a part of the bigger problem, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Ed, yeah, I'm sipping on it. He's not the entire problem. I'm with Heather.
Okay. Andy.
Yeah, I have a lot to think on this one, but I'm going to try and keep this simple. I was very much questioning his leadership ability, his mental state. There were a lot of concerns. I kind of assumed Watson was going to take a little bit to get going, and I was comfortable with that. But there were some concerning things, I guess, that happened in the earlier weeks. But I got to say, like in this last game, he played one of his best, most complete games as a Cleveland Brown. He needed to execute on that final play, but I don't know. I'm not going to throw it all on him. I'm not sure about the play call. I don't know what they were doing with the clock management. There were a lot of mistakes going on towards the end of that game. I thought he played a great game though, and if he could continue to build upon that, I think he's going to be a strength for the Cleveland Browns. So I'm going to keep this simple and just say, yeah, he is clearly not the problem at this point. I mean, it's the execution from the players, the horrible penalties, the refs. I mean, oh my God, he made that unbelievable play. None of us would even be talking about him, being a problem if that play stood, and it probably should have. That seemed like the tickiest deck of all penalties. Not that I'm going to sit here and complain about the penalties.
It sounds like you are. Sounds like that's what it sounds like.
We lost, but I'm just trying to say if he had a great game, and unfortunately, we aren't talking about that because they took that play away, and he executed it, and he needs to continue executing. He's got work to do, but I believe he's on his way. So I'm going to chug.
Okay.
If. So I've heard on X all week is that Mary Kay started it. If.
Yeah. Well,
Everything was if with the Browns this week. If.
it was a very frustrating game.
I'm going to sip on that because I'm allowed to. I'm like Roger. But here's the thing. Andy, you made a statement and you said that he had a great game. He did not have a great game. Great games are when your franchise quarterback leads a game-winning drive. He had 3 chances against the Giants, had chances against the Raiders. He doesn't get it done. And the same with Baker when we had this. Okay, we always lower the bar. When you're a franchise quarterback, you're supposed to win. Patrick Mahomes would have won. Aaron Rodgers would have won. These guys would have won. I'm sorry. You can say, oh, but the penalty, this or that. He didn't throw the ball on 4th down. He took a sack. And here's the thing with Watson, too. You can make your offensive line look better by, not holding on to the ball so long sometimes. And, there's things that you are the franchise quarterback. You're the top guy. You're the highest graded player. You're the highest paid player. You're the franchise quarterback. You're supposed to elevate everybody else on the team and get the victory when victory doesn't look like it's going to happen. And we lost to the Giants and the Raiders, and we got Watson, and you're supposed to win these games. So stop lowering the bar, Cleveland. I'm so sick of it. That's what you always do. Well, he played good. He was the highest graded player, 24-32. He threw for under 200 yards the last 4 games. That's shit. I'm sick of being shitty. So I'm sipping.
Very demure, very mindful.
Oh, yeah.
Your entire answer was spitting, but then you sipped. It's because he had a good game.
He had a good game. He had a good game. You said a great game. You mentioned you said great. He did not have a great game. Great games are only when you win.
What about all the drop passes though in the shitty run game that we have right now?
Cooper dropping that pass was hit him right here.
But he still had a final play. We looked like he had one more.
Well, the sack was bad. The sack on 4th down was bad.
Yeah, that was bad. I'm not going to take his entire performance out because of that one play. I'm not going to say he's like the greatest quarterback that ever was. I'm just saying he had a very fine.
You said a great game. And that was
I take great back. I say very good.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. Okay, fair enough.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Christ, Andy. God, look what Ann Crew did. Number 2 statement coming up here. Nick Chubb can save the season, and we will bring Roger in because he's our most positive Browns person to start this one off.
I've spit. And only because poor Nick Chubb, poor Nick Chubb, that this is getting piled on him. First of all, they switched up what they do on offense. All right. They don't carry the personnel that they carried to run the football like Kevin Stefanski and the wide zone read. They don't run the football. That's not the system that they're in no longer. How many times have the Browns run the football this year? What do you think? All of a sudden they're just going to go back to Stefanski's? I've heard people say that on X. Just go back to Stefanski's offense. They've been practicing this one since fucking June. They're not going. It's not like they could just go. You know what I mean, man? The coaches have changed, personnel has changed. It's not like Stefanski could just whip out last year's Denny menu and start calling fucking Nick Chubb, or read out. That just no, they're not built to run the football. Nick Chubb can have poor Nick Chubb that this has been put on him. And if it came down to Nick Chubb needed another couple, I'd say thank you for Nick Chubb. You don't have to go out there and participate in this. Nick Chubb can't save the season. The Cleveland Browns aren't built to run the football.
All right.
Andy.
Yeah, so the expectations this city is putting on Nick Chubb are way too freaking high. I know he's our favorite player for a reason, but he is coming off major knee reconstruction, and that typically takes a while to get over. I'm expecting him to come out and like have 5 to 6 plays. The next time he plays would probably be in like 2 or 3 weeks. And that's fine. We can continue to build off that. Now, maybe that galvanizes the team a little. I mean, it's a great story for the fans to get Nick Chubb back. And look, this team starts building success and building around this idea of the fans get excited for Nick Chubb coming back and we start winning. We'll all put it together. It's Nick Chubb, and that'll be great. But it's going to need the team. The team's going to have to continue to play better and execute. It's not going to be Nick Chubb. So I'm spitting on this one.
Bunch of negative Nancy's out there. I am chugging.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb can save the season. He's Batman. Get on X every day. And shout out to Nick Carnes, who puts out these beautiful, poetic posts. He can save it. Will he? I don't know, but I believe that he can. He's the right player to do it. You know what? You know why we love Nick Chubb? Because he shuts the fuck up and just does his fucking job. That's something that these other Cleveland Browns, no offense, Jameis Winston and all them, it's fun that you give these speeches and all this. It doesn't really help, though, because the Browns are 1-3 and look like shit. But bringing a guy that just brings his lunch pail to work and his Cleveland blue collar and all the cliches you want to throw out there. But Nick Chubb can save the season. He's Batman. The Chubb, the cereal. Eat the Chubb. I've been eating too much Chubb cereal. Maybe I got too much Nick Chubb in me, but I'm chugging on that. He can get it done. Heather, what do you say?
I am going to sip on that because saving the fans season. He ain't saving the Browns. He's saving the fans.
Okay. That's
right.
So I'll sip on that. Our man has had his knee deconstructed and reconstructed twice.
Right.
So when he comes back, everybody's going to be bitching because they're going to be like, run the ball, run the ball. He's going to be on limited minutes. He's going to be on limited play calls. And when the O-line starts to break down, his ass is going to be on the bench and we're not going to see him again. So he's going to give the fans hope for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then everyone on X is going to be saying, run the ball, run the ball. Why aren't they running the ball? Because Nick Chubb's knee is completely bionic and we need to be careful with him. So he'll save the season for a couple of weeks for the fans and then they'll get mad again.
All right. Well, we always get mad about something. So that I can see that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that will take us to statement number 3. And this is more up Heather's alley right here. But I thought this was a great one. Great game on Saturday night. Alabama won, but Georgia is still the team to beat. Andy, we'll start with you.
No. Yes. No, the Ohio State Buckeyes are the team to beat. They are, man, it's so explosive. Look, I have not been a very huge Ryan Day fan. I just don't think he was the guy. But adding in an infusion of talent and then having, Chip Kelly to call the plays, I think it's put everyone where they need to be. And I know we haven't truly been tested yet, but I am just watching this team execute like I haven't seen them before. It's great, and I think that they are the team to beat, and I can't wait until we proceed further into the season to see if that's correct.
Great answer. I'm going to chug, and here's the reason why. I have to give the Georgia Bulldogs respect. I hate them. I hate Alabama. I hate the SEC. But here's the thing. I saw them the first half play like dog shit. It makes sense
Mm-hmm.
because Georgia, dog shit. And in that second half, there was revitalization. Like Kirby Smart is a great coach. The
Yes,
Buckeyes should be national champions. They had Georgia beat. Unfortunately, that targeting to Marvin Harrison Jr. that screwed everything. Fuck you, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
But until they lose, and
Boy.
they should have been in the playoff last year, by the way, and they probably would have won it. They're just one of those teams. It's like in Carson Beck, you're a fuck out there. You remind me of Steph Curry. For some reason, you're just annoying like him. You're fucking good, and you always fucking get it done. And I'm fucking sick of you. But I do believe it will be Ohio State and Georgia for the national championship, and I do believe that the Ohio State Buckeyes get it done. But until then, I still believe they are the team to beat because they're just a bunch of fucks. Heather.
But wait, they lost.
They're still the
losers.
They're still the team to beat in this format with the 12-team playoff. You'll still have to get run by Georgia, I believe, to be national champions.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah, good. But hey, Andy, I appreciate that. You got some fight in you tonight, Andy. I love it. Heather,
I'm gonna sip on this, and I have some. I'm gonna sip. I'm not chugging on this one
maybe. Yeah. Well, you got that Tito's. I can't blame you. That's what I'm saying.
because Georgia, you cannot. When you're in the playoffs, I don't care who it is. I don't care if Georgia's a 2-loss team. They're getting into the playoffs. They're going to sneak in at 12. But you can't get down that high. You can't get down that much in the first half and then expect to come back, especially in the playoffs when the stakes are really high. That's the first thing. We cannot forget about Texas. We can't, because their backup quarterback is better than most people's starters.
Arch Manning.
Yep. And you know that Quinn Ewers and his mullet, they're going to be back on the field.
Former Buckeye.
He's you have a two-headed attack there. If one goes down, the other. And then obviously, Alabama, I don't think that they're going to be a massive threat. I think that they played really well. And then I think that they got their ass waxed in the second half. And that's the Alabama team that I really think they are. But then you have Ohio State. You have Jim Knowles in the best defense in the country. Don't even come at me. And you have the best wide receiver coach in the country. You have Chip Kelly and Ryan Day, who he's a really good coach. Like, I will fight you. He's a really good coach because he puts good coaches around him. So I don't think that Georgia is the team to beat necessarily because there are so many other really good teams, but I think that Georgia is a really good team.
Roger, I can't wait.
When this started, I really didn't know what to say, but then all you bucknuts jumped on after you won the MAC. You got the MAC all wrapped up this year, so that's good. Because that's the only people you beat so far, and you already got the Natty on the way to Columbus, for God's sakes, and you haven't beat anybody. So Georgia is the team to beat. Now they got another fan on board just because of this show. The fact is, I hate Georgia because they lost a bet for me on Saturday night. My insider said, take Georgia in your pool. I did. And I'm watching the game and they're getting smoked. I turn it off and then I happen to see the score. I'm like, oh my God, they're coming back. I turned the TV on and they lost. So I hate the Georgia Bulldog. I hate college football. You know what? Michigan just beat USC. The only time Michigan should beat USC is in fucking January in the Rose Bowl, because once the BCS was gone, college football started going downhill. Now it's some semi-professional versus some amateur. I don't know what it is. I'm glad we got our Natty in Ann Arbor. It's sitting there. It's beautiful. Come visit it. And college football, I don't care.
Ed, if I may.
Yes, you may.
Roger, spit, sip, or chug.
Yes.
The 4-1 Michigan Wolverines will make the
so
playoffs.
chug it. What's that?
They'll make the playoffs this year. They'll make the 12.
Michigan's not missing the play. Michigan, coach, we're going to be in the playoffs. We can play Texas and USC already this year. Come on.
All right, we'll see.
Wow.
I love the optimism.
We're not afraid of it. We're not hiding.
I mean, how could you count them out with that explosive offense?
Right.
Fun to watch.
Right.
We're going to run it down people's throats. We're going
Right.
to bring out the trip. We're going to watch.
Right. Because teams
Heard.
with real defenses, unlike
on a serious note,
Lincoln Riley, aren't going to be able to figure that out.
On a serious note, they have a defensive tackle that's said to be the next Aaron Donald. It'll probably be a top 3 to 5 pick. Number 55. Watch him.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. You got to score points.
And you might want to
Right.
see him in a Browns uniform, and you might want to read Jacob Roach's article on him. How about
I
that?
heard
Plug a
the
hole.
Michigan Wolverines are going to run it down their team's throats, and they're going to give them interior decorating tips. So,
Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah.
Hail to the victors.
All right. Well, we will move on to statement number 4. The Guardians will make the ALCS, as we know as of today. To get there, they will have to get past the Detroit Tigers. I will start this one out, and I will chug. The Guardians will make it to the ALCS. They're playing a Detroit Tigers team that, obviously has been hot since August. But if you look at their statistics, one of the anomalies of baseball is that they didn't have a player with 75 plus RBIs. They didn't have a player that had 25 plus home runs. I mean, talk about futility when it comes to offense. And, we know futility in Cleveland when it comes to offense, both the Browns and Guardians, and Cavs in the playoffs too. But I do believe the Guardians will get it done and probably have a date, unfortunately, with the New York Yankees. So, go Guards, Heather.
Man, I'm gonna have a rough day at work tomorrow because I gotta chug this one. So,
oh God.
Okay, we have. Oh, hello. Whew. Okay, Jose Ramirez, 39. Was it 39? 39. Josh Naylor, 31 home runs. We have Hosey with 118 RBIs. We have Naylor with 108 RBIs. Jimenez with 63. You have these, when you get out of the Jose, bubble, you have players that no one knows who these play. Andres Jimenez, who knows who he is? Noel, who knows who these guys are? Fry. Yeah. Okay. People know Stephen Kwan. Yeah, Stephen Kwan, but he doesn't bust the cover off the ball. He's consistent. You have all of these players who, Bo Naylor. You have. I do love Johnsky. I gotta shout out my boy Johnsky.
Big Christmas,
right? But you have Lane Thomas. You have Will Brennan. You have these players who are very unknown, very young, and they're just consistent, and they show up every day, and they do the little things, and that's why we're winning. We finally have a couple of power hitters, and then we have all of our other, utility players who are going to do the little things, and I think that's why we beat Detroit and face New York. So we just have to keep that bullpen fresh. We can't overutilize them.
MGK over Eminem. MGK over Eminem.
MGK, are you kidding me? I would commit crimes for MGK.
That's what I'm saying. It's Cleveland versus Detroit. MGK over Eminem.
Yeah. We have the best closer in baseball. Give him the Cy Young. Well, Class A.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it on that.
Roger, since you're a Detroit Lions fan, are the Tigers going to get it done or are the Guardians going to get it done?
Oh, man, come on. There was, as a kid growing up, going to the old municipal stadium, I watched the Indians lose to the Detroit Tigers more than I watched them lose to anybody. It seemed like every game as a kid that I went to, we were playing Detroit. Now, I did develop some favorite players along the years because my family, they had tickets. Their seats were right there on the third base dugout, which was the visitor dugout at Old Muni. And like one of my favorite Indians of all time was Travis Fryman, and he signed a ball, gave me a ball and signed it when he was a Tiger when I was a little kid. And he was very cool to me, man. And so he became one of my favorite ball players, even though he is a Tiger. And like he'd go 2 for 3, and I'm like, all right, Travis, But I've never had an affinity for the Tigers. I'm a Michigan fan, and the Lions was always like, that's my NFC team. There's never been like a huge Lion. The Tigers, I've hated them. They kick it. I don't think I've ever saw the Indians win in the 70s, man, as a kid. Every time we went, and you have that fantastic memory where you recall what inning you bought fucking popcorn, in 1982. I can't remember Tuesday. So the Tigers, I've always hated them. They beat us more than anybody. So there's no Michigan love or even close to that. The thing with we're only going to face their ace, the young kid, once. There's no way they can pitch him twice. And like Heather said, we have the best bullpen in baseball.
Yep.
And in October, if you're not hot, you better have the best bullpen in baseball. And if you get them both going at the same time, you're going to win a World Series. So really, it's going to depend on the offense, man. And if the bullpen shows up, I don't think Detroit can beat us in a fight. We're too familiar with them. You know what the Detroit Tigers are? They're the 2022 Guardians. They're about a year ahead of schedule. They're young. They're still building. They're going to get a lot of experience. The American League Central Division is not going to be easy to defend that title next year with Kansas City, Detroit, Minnesota. Forget Minnesota. They're going to go into a rebuild. They might finish last underneath Chicago because I swear Chicago, I think they're going to spend some money and try to I think Minnesota is going to be worse than Chicago.
Wow.
But our division is going to be something to really, battle for next year. So the Guardians, what was the thing again? Yeah, we're going to make it to the ALCS.
Okay.
The Tigers can't beat us. I'm chugging.
And I'm going to do some fact checking like I'm doing a debate here. For the Twins to be worse than the Chicago White Sox, it'd have to be historically bad with the White Sox losing 120 plus games. But we'll digress. Andy.
Yeah.
Wow, I was waiting for Roger to go into what his Starbucks order is going to be tomorrow.
Wow,
you got further and further away from the statement. Roger, you brought up a lot of good points, and I agree with all of them. So I'm going to make this simple. It's admirable what the Tigers have done, getting to this point with such a young team. I love, when there's a young team that just kind of starts getting hot and does awesome stuff. That is exactly what the Guardians were in 2022. Props to the Tigers for making it here. This is where they get the experience. I'm going to take the Cleveland Guardians to win this one, and Heather, this one's for you.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Wow. And we have a bone.
Look at that thing.
Wow.
Jesus.
Okay,
Woo!
well,
I need a new liver. No, I wouldn't. I don't know who I'm kidding.
By the way, I just forgot Tuesday.
we have a special bonus spit sip chug because Andy put it in the thing and he says I don't listen to him. So we have a special one, but I want to do a special format for it. What we'll do is I will read the statement. And then what we will do is we will all have our reactions simultaneously together. If you're going to chug, if you're going to spit, or if you're going to sip. And then we'll start with you, Heather, with an explanation. But so here is the statement. And then I will read the statement. Then we'll go 1, 2, 3. And then you'll make your reaction. So here we go. The Cavs are set to make a deeper playoff run this year, assuming they stay healthy. 1, 2, 3. I think that was unanimous. Chugging, Heather. Why do we all chug on that one? What? After you're done, after Tito is done with you right there.
I need a minute here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andy, go ahead.
Okay. No, I'm okay.
Okay, she's in.
I just wanted to make a special announcement that after the show, the party's going to be a Diddy party.
It really is. I'm ready to. Whoo! Where's the beats? Whew, okay. Because all 5 of our core starters coming back on renewed contracts. There isn't the bullshit this year of where's Donovan going to go? Is he going to get traded? Does he want to go to the Knicks? Where is he going to end up? We're not going to have any of that. I mean, they even brought back Tristan Thompson. So they're bringing back I don't love Tristan Thompson, but they're bringing back their bench players they have chemistry. They know how to play with each other. You do have a new coach, but I think that they brought the coach in that Donovan wanted, hence why he was so agreeable to sign that extension and stay. I think that this team is loaded. I think that they're deep. And I know everybody, bust my boys' balls. I've had a lot of Tito's here. But Isaac Okoro, he really can play defense. He's a very good defensive player. Homeboy needs to work on his 3-point shots a little bit. Stop chucking them up. Please don't. But he does play, really good defense. And then you have Jared Allen, who's going to be a double-double machine every single game. So that's why I think that this team is, if it's not this team, it's not going to be a team, because I don't know what other key players we need to add.
Beautiful answer. I'm good with an answer. Andy, do you want to care to chime in? Roger, feel free. But I think Heather speaks for me. That was a great answer.
Great answer. This team is, they've got a lot to prove. But I mean, goodness, listening to them talk when they all came back for media, they just seemed confident. And I think getting an upgraded coach is a huge deal. I'm very eager to see how it all goes. Might not gel right off the bat, but I think this is going to be a really exciting basketball team to watch, and I'm looking forward to it. So go Cats.
Roger, got anything to say?
Yeah, man, I'm excited because it's October. Number one. Number two, because I saw Foots Walker play, and I always love the Cavaliers. And the only thing that's I'm hesitant about that I saw today that's going to irk me throughout the season is Bird's Eye View and Dan Cunningham on Twitter, on X. I think that's what's going to ruin Cavs basketball season for me because she's already got, Mitchell as like the best Cleveland athlete, and he should go. And it's Jose Ramirez, and everybody knows that. And it's not even a question. So I think those two are going to irritate me and make Cavs basketball season a little abrasive for me. But other than that, go Cavs.
You can mute people on X.
No, that's no fun. I want to.
Okay.
We'd rather be irritated. What's the fun of going on X and not getting triggered?
Have you just met me? I mute people that don't trigger me, Ed.
That's true. Whew. Okay, well that will end Spit Sip Chug. What a
Fun,
great...
Ed. That was great.
Thank you.
And now I think we're going to go back to Ed because it's time for rapid fire.
That's right, Heather. You are in the crosshairs tonight.
Yeah, the alcohol kicks in.
Roger,
No, it's kicked in, so I can't be responsible for what I say.
Can you
So I
step
get to
away?
keep score.
How about you step away and then you come back and then you'll be in the crosshairs?
All right. Yeah.
That's not fun.
Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do, Heather. You have about 15 to 16 questions. You have 3 seconds to answer. I want a yes or no answer. I don't want any other words but yes or no until we get to the final question, and you'll know when we get there. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Stephen Vogt deserves AL Manager of the Year.
Yes.
Emmanuel Clase deserves the AL Cy Young.
Yes.
Guardians have the best front office considering the cash restraints.
No.
Guards beat the Tigers.
Yes.
Guards win the American League.
Yes.
Guards win the World Series.
Fuck yes.
Guards spend money this offseason.
No.
Progressive Field is a top 10 ballpark.
Yeah.
The City Connect uniform should be worn even more.
No.
Slider is a cool mascot.
The best. Yes.
The Browns suck.
Yes.
Watson sucks.
Yes.
Andy Manchin is an alcoholic.
No.
Roger knows baseball better than 90% of the casuals on X.
No.
And finally, who is the bougiest member of the Dawg Chug?
Oh, Roger.
Heather, you have survived rapid fire.
Thank you.
All right, Roger, come back to your desk. Here he comes. Oh, there he is.
Okay, Roger. Are you ready, Roger?
He didn't hear any of those questions, by the way. He has no idea what was asked.
I kind of hope he did because that way we won't have some awkward pauses.
To be honest with you, at this point of the show, I wouldn't have heard him if I was still on the screen.
That's kind of why I hope you did, but it doesn't really matter. Roger, you are under rapid fire. 3 seconds to answer yes or no. Here we go. Stephen Vogt deserves the AL Manager of the Year.
Yes.
Emmanuel Clase deserves the AL Cy Young.
Yes.
Guardians have the best front office considering the cash restraints.
Yes.
Guards beat the Tigers.
What's that?
Guards beat the Tigers.
Yes.
Guards win the American League.
Yes.
Guards win the World Series.
Fuck yes.
Guards spend money this offseason.
Yes.
Progressive Field is a top 10 ballpark.
Yes.
The City Connect uniform should be worn even more.
No.
Slider is a cool mascot.
Fuck yeah.
The Browns suck.
Fuck yeah.
Watson sucks.
Yes.
Andy Manchin is an alcoholic.
Yes.
You know baseball better than 90% of the casuals on X.
No.
And finally, who is the bougiest member of the Dawg Chug?
Fucking me, man.
Roger, you have survived rapid fire.
You guys you had 5 discrepancies. Well done.
Oh, did we? Yeah.
Well, Heather was being nice that I'm not an alcoholic, but she's
Well,
close.
that's
I
exactly
don't
what
think she really meant
I
that.
knew
though.
she said no.
It was
from
the
the
Tito's
front.
talking.
I met your liver. I met your liver. So
No, the Guardians don't spend any money this off season. They don't. There ain't no way.
That's probably right.
You're right.
oh, you said you're going to spend money?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said they're the best front office despite not spending money.
Well, that was the
No,
question
That was
before
one of the
that.
questions.
That was the question before.
Oh,
that.
You disagreed on
okay.
both of those, by the way.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't-
matter. Hey, you know what? It's all about this year. Go Guards. Let's win a World Series.
Yes.
Hey,
Well
say for about a minute there, I blacked out. I went to the Bahamas while you were asking questions.
I think you got lost in the Bermuda Triangle.
I went to the Bahamas for a minute. So
Best rapid fire ever. I got to say that.
Okay. We're almost done here. We got one more game. We're gonna play the mental health appreciation game with Heather. I'm gonna read basically
I got to open
social
up here.
media is getting pretty toxic. I don't know if you've noticed. I've noticed.
I've not been the target of that at all.
It hasn't been my favorite week of perusing X, Twitter, whatever. So we're gonna give you some multiple choice questions about scenarios happening and what you would do. But before we ask you, I'm gonna give you a lifeline. I'm gonna ask the rest of the Dawg Chug to give their answer, and you could either match with them if you agree with them, or you could go against them. And basically, we're gonna see who wins, because I know what the right answer is. So we're gonna see if Heather has the best answers or if Roger and Ed have the best answers. So who wants to go first between Ed and Roger? Because
I'll go.
you'll go first. Okay. So first scenario is you read something that deeply offends you on Twitter. Should you, A, attack the person mercifully like you're Roger in Cuyahoga Falls? You've been bottling up your emotions for weeks and it's time to unleash your anger at the poor sap. So would you do that, Roger? Would you go watch the Dawg Chug and you realize whatever the person said wasn't even close to as offensive as compared to Ann Crewberry? Or should you take a walk? So, Roger, what would you...
It's on me to go first?
Yeah, would you do A, B, or C?
I would do A, I think.
You're going to attack the person mercilessly. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Heather, are you going to go with Roger here, or are you going to do one of the other two choices?
You know, my instinct sometimes, depending on how nasty it is to choose violence, but I would go take a walk for my own personal sanity.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Heather, you got that one right. Roger, shame on you.
All right. Well,
You're
that
making,
explains a lot, Andy.
you're making X more toxic. So well done. All right, Ed.
Yes.
All right. It's the day after a tough Browns loss, and you're still feeling salty about it. Should you make an 8-minute Twitter video rambling your deranged, confused thoughts so you can get it out? Should you drink 17 beers, which I think is a great option? Or should you realize football is just a game and focus on something that makes you happy?
I'm gonna make a fucking dance video. That's what I'm gonna fucking do. So I'm
Is it going to be 8 minutes?
That's what makes you happy.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
actually a good answer. He's going to drink the 17 beers and then make the dance video.
He will drink 17 Mountain Dews and make a dance video.
Goddamn right I will.
Is it interpretive dance, or is it like going to be...
Oh, I might throw up some hand gestures, say fuck Browns, but I really love them, probably.
All right.
Yeah.
He's going to do a dance video. Heather, what would you pick?
We're going to realize that it's just a game and we have the Ohio State Buckeyes to root for.
Wow. Ding, ding, ding. Except you have like 6 days to the next Ohio State game. Ugh.
Yeah, but
They can
all
do
they
the
do
Browns
is win. All we
game
do is
for
win,
first.
so we don't have to
Then
worry
you
about
do
it. No matter what.
Saturday's Browns. Sunday is the Buckeyes.
Yes.
Anyway. All right. Roger, going back to you. You're having
right.
a blah day when you're not feeling like you're most attractive. Should you go post a selfie and await the comments that'll make you feel better?
Mhm.
Should you take the camera and move it 10 feet further away from you? That's B. Should you tune into the Dawg Chug to realize how fugly 3 middle-aged dorks look compared to your beautiful self? Or Should you pamper yourself a little with a relaxing bath and your favorite skincare routine?
There is a lavender soap that I really enjoy, but I just moved the camera further back, and I want to tell you, since we're on the subject, I had one of those days because I'm getting the Dave Wannstedt stripe in my goatee, and it's getting gray around. And I wish I was like Stefanski, and the Browns were like making me all fucking like Santa Claus because I got the Dave Wannstedt like black mark in my gray. So I had to shave it down so you couldn't see it because I'd look at it in my rearview mirror and I'd be like, thought it was like Dave Wannstedt in my back seat.
I thought something looked different about you, but then I realized I can't see your face.
Yeah, right. I mean,
All right, Heather.
I should pamper myself, but you all know me. I'm gonna post the selfie and let people tell me how big my forehead is, and then I'm gonna block them. So that makes me feel better. So that's what I'm doing.
And a girl. God bless you.
Can you play for the Browns offensive line because I think you block better than they do.
I'm on fire. That block button is on fire.
All right. Well, unfortunately, pampering yourself is the correct answer. So you both got that one wrong, but that's okay, Heather. You're still in the lead,
Judgment.
2-0.
Paul, it's a judgment.
All right.
Yes.
Well, look,
Hearing people tell me how big my forehead is makes me feel better. So
it's beautiful for you.
yes.
All right. Ed, one of your co-hosts of your podcast gets into an embarrassing public feud on social media where he looks like a clown.
That's never happened before.
Should you bitch about him incessantly to anyone that'll listen so that everybody will know you don't agree with the person? Should you be super passive aggressive on your next pod to humiliate him so you feel better, or should you drop him a line and make sure everything is okay in his life?
I think what I'm going to do is just enjoy the shit show, say nothing so it makes me look better and the heat's off me. So I'm going to go that route.
I love it. I love it. Heather.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to comment on the shit show and I'm going to say, "You're right, bro. You seem a little upset." Like I'm going to make it like I don't agree with this guy. He ain't all right. There's some wrong.
Right.
So
Fair enough.
I'm going to look good and be like, he's not all right, but you're gonna think, hey, she's checking on me, she's asking him if I'm okay. So it's a win-win.
All
Like,
right.
you're all right, man.
Don't be surprised next time when I comment in the fight if, hey, how are you doing, instead of reaching out directly.
Usually Andy just takes the side of the other person.
I did watch that podcast. I did watch your podcast. I watched that podcast with
Roger, do you have anything to say about that?
Right, Roger was a little upset because Andy was definitely.
I mean, this is nothing personal. These are just hypotheticals.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. In that scenario, I did watch that podcast, and it was. I wasn't sure what you guys were talking about because I hadn't seen any of those comments.
I know that any argument I'm in isn't real until Andy gets into it.
He's like a ninja.
Because I know I haven't pushed a button until I push the right button and somebody's DMing Andy like, what the fuck's he doing now?
I only get involved when Ed tells me that it's happening.
I just
Shit's
like
going down. You might want
break
to check
that
out your
news.
boy.
Break that news. Shit, Roger's at it again. Roger's at it again.
All right.
What
Heather,
do you think about this? Go ahead.
Sorry, no.
No, go ahead, Roger.
No.
You're on a roll.
That my therapy session is X.
Oh.
Because I walk out of there and I'm like, I'm nice to every. The world is beautiful. So that's my therapy session. You know, people get like the pillows and the baseball bats and beat them up. I just go on X.
Nice.
I mean, there you go. Roger uses his words, not his fists.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
All right.
I'm
Heather,
sorry,
we're gonna give you a point on that one. Ed, you did say you're just gonna hang back, which I'm gonna give you a point on that one too. So
Oh, thank you.
Dawg Chug is at 1 and Heather is at 3 now, I believe.
Okay.
All right, Roger, coming back to you. A player on your team that you've defended for years has a terrible game. Should you publicly announce that you hate said player moving forward and declare him a bum? Should you go back and delete hundreds of tweets and pretend like you've always had an issue with the player? Or should you recognize it's one freaking game and admit you might be wrong about the player, but you are hoping for the best moving forward?
Wow, man, you described me and Baker Mayfield because I painted myself in the corner with Baker Mayfield with Bucknuts on Facebook when he beat them and he planted the flag. So I ran my mouth from that point all the way up until the draft because all my buddies on Facebook didn't want nothing to do with Baker Mayfield. So, of course, I jumped on the Baker Mayfield train. So then I was stuck and I had to ride that all the way to Green Bay Christmas Eve. You know, and it was ups and downs, and I defended him. Everything you read, Andy, I went through with Baker Mayfield. It was like the worst relationship I've ever been in, right? And in the end, I threw him under the bus and said, "Give me Jameis fucking Winston instead of Baker Mayfield. I don't care who you give me." And here we are today with Jameis Winston on the bench. So,
and Baker's playing lights out. Yep. All right, Heather.
I'm going to do you one better. I am not only going to still ride that train, and I'm going to double down. And I'm going to say maybe he had a bad game, but it was just a bad game. And my boy is going to come back next week, and he's going to be just as good as he always is. So I'm not even going to say maybe I was wrong. I'm doubling down on my support.
Wow. And
That's
how many
mental health? That's mental
Yes.
health. Right there.
and how many tweets will you delete?
None. I'm not deleting any of my tweets. I keep my own receipts.
Yeah,
I
right.
am the go ahead and screenshot. I said what I said. I'll say it with a microphone.
All right. I'm giving Heather a point. I'm giving Roger a half a point.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ed,
Half a point,
we got
yeah.
two more.
Fair.
All right. You guys have to come through here.
Can we get 1.5
win.
points? Is that possible?
All right.
Who's winning?
Right now, Heather is in the lead, but
We're
it's
not,
anyone's
Roger.
game.
We're not winning.
All right. You agreed to do some losers podcast because you didn't want to seem mean. And then they opened the show with some obnoxious attempt at humor that is super offensive. Should you just sign off and act like you lost power and internet? Should you call them out on their pathetic behavior so you can make a viral clip that'll get you tons more views of you being self-righteous? Or should you gently tell the dudes, you could do this offline, it's even better, how they made you feel and give them a chance to apologize?
I'm going to do one better than your B choice. I'm going to passively aggressively just go after them the whole show and make the whole show a fucking clip of Ed in Columbus taking down those motherfuckers. That's what I'm going to fucking do.
I mean, some days you got to wake up and choose violence.
Yeah. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to join the show, and I'm going to be the most charming and thoughtful and prettiest one. And everyone is going to love me, and it's going to redeem your whole podcast. That's what I'm going to do.
Wow. I think
Wow.
you've done that tonight.
There you go.
Unfortunately, we have 3 people left watching, but well,
We
They're going to hit us up on the replay.
Yeah. Pawn the replay.
all right. I'm going to give you both a point for that.
Oh, okay, thank you. Violence seems like it's paying off tonight. Violence.
Yeah,
is working.
sometimes you have to do some geese. They do just fine choosing violence every day. Why can't we?
I love it. All right, Roger, this is the final one, but it's worth 18
pressure.
points. So if you get this one right, the rest of the game didn't matter.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a 6-point field, or it's a 6-time field goal. Let's do it.
Okay, scrolling through your feed, all the awful political takes and fans bashing the Browns is getting you a little down. Should you block every person who offends and then should you block every person who offends you and then tweet about what you just had to do? Like you have to you tweet that I had to
Right.
block these people. Whatever. Sorry.
Right.
Should you write a post that the app has become too toxic and signal that you're taking a few days off and deactivate your account? Should you enter a group chat with similarly minded people and find the identities of the worst culprits so you can dox them? Or should you close down social media as it's not real life and go find a more positive outlet that gives you joy?
Well, Andy, you're in the chat that I go to, and we dox people, so you know my answer. You're
Depends on how awful. It depends on how awful they are. I'm going to call them out publicly, with what dumb shit they said, and I'm not going to block them or unfollow them, and I'm going to look at what this asshole said, especially if it's nasty, because I have done that. You want to get shitty with me? I don't need you as a follower. I ain't taking a break from nothing, man. You are going to be forced to see this face every day.
And feel free to call them out right now on the show if you remember any of them from the past.
Right.
I've had some.
Hey.
You guys, I've had some, like, all kidding. I've had some pretty awful things. We are in 2024, and there are still gentlemen who think that women don't know shit about sports, and some of the stuff that I get called out on.
We proved that wrong, because anybody that tunes into this show shows that guys don't know shit about sports. So,
so no, I'm not unfollowing. I'm not blocking unless you're personally attacking me. I'm not unfollowing. I'm blocking. I'm going to engage. Like, you having a bad day? Is everything okay?
Wow.
See, I get bored eventually, though, and then I block people just because I'm bored.
If they're
Like, I get
nasty,
bored
I'll
with
block them. But if you have a different opinion than me, I'm not going to block you.
Nice. Well done, everyone. You guys did great. However, Heather showed a lot more spunk with her answer. So I'm going to give her that last one, which gives her 18 points, which means she is declared the winner of
What a chip.
the mental health appreciation game. So everyone listen to Heather, do as Heather does, and social media will be less
positive. Be positive. Don't take it personal. People are going to be, keyboard warriors. People are mean.
I have a question. I don't want to put you on the spot, but
put me on the spot.
Pretty drunk. Okay. It's probably because I was sharing.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I was trying to find vodka. This was the best I could fucking do.
Tito's is the vodka for dogs. Yeah. They donate a lot for animal shelters, so Tito's is always going to be my choice.
You have some extremely talented women that are in Bougie Sports.
Yep.
It's
very
much the best of the best. But who, in your opinion, has the best knowledge on football, sports games? You had to judge.
Obviously, me. If it's fantasy football, it's Yvette. Like, hands down, there isn't.
We're going to generalize it to just.
If we're going to generalize it and we're including college football, then it's me, because I'm a college football junkie and an NFL fan. So fantasy, definitely Yvette. Don't even come to me. I'm
Lysandra, Heather just said to fuck off. She's better than you.
No, Liz she's our WWE. She's our NBA. That girl has. Let's talk about all the things that she knows. Okay. Yeah.
It is wild how, you guys are all individually amazing in your own ways. Everyone, please go check out Bougie Sports.
Yes,
please. It's so entertaining. It's so good. They do great stuff.
Yep. Please check us out. They do the squad pod every first Tuesday of every month. Yvette does her wrap up once a week, and I'm going to start doing some college football previews and wrap ups from the previous week. I would love to, Ed, when I do I'd love to have you on, because we talk about Ohio State. Yeah. Right, let's go. So OHIO, baby.
Roger, maybe we'll get you on just to make fun of your team that can't throw the ball.
No, we could talk more freely about that, because I got lots of stats. I have been. That's right, you guys. I've got lots of stats because I'm doing my notes for my show for this week. So it ain't looking good.
More prepared than the Michigan offense, it looks like.
See, I'm such a good sport. I'll come on. I was in a network, and they did a Buckeye podcast, and for 2 seasons they had a guy that was a Michigan fan within their podcast, and they never said, "Hey, come on the Buckeye show and we can make fun of you and stuff." And you know what I mean? Which I'm all for. I'll go have some fun, And,
I'll attack your team. I can't make fun of you, though. That's just not who I can't do it. I don't know. Maybe I can if I have enough Tito's.
Just tag me and I'll do it.
The guys that did the podcast were douchebags, so
okay.
they're both.
Well, I'm not a douchebag. So. Maybe a douche can do sometimes, but not a bag.
No, that's why they didn't do it.
Okay, and I completely forgot. I thought we were towards the end. But we have one more thing to do.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We have to do the 5 for 5, the greatest pool. We're all going to pick a team. Oh. And we're all going to, if we all hit, we're going to win a shit ton of money, which I'm going to divide amongst us, the 4 of us, which is going to be great. My daughter did make a selection. I do have it on video. So,
How did we do last week, Andy? Who fucked it up last week?
so last week we went 2-3 again for the second week in a row.
Who was right?
My daughter, unfortunately, made a horrible pick. Came on her.
Did you lock her in the closet?
No. She was just
No.
grounded. No
Okay.
iPad.
Fair.
Roger, you went with Georgia. You already brought that up in the show. You got an F minus. So well done, you. And then Ed, for the third week in a row, took the Cincinnati Bearcats, and they lost finally. They
won. They lost the game, but it was 3.5, so I got the win.
Right. Well, unfortunately, it shows that we did not get that win. So hold on,
We should have. It was
Did
3.5.
they not cover the spread?
all right, hold on.
They lost by 3, but
Did they
got
change the
3.5.
game line in the morning though? Sometimes they change the game line in the
No,
morning.
when the pick gets made, it gets locked in.
It should have been 3.5, and we should have got the win.
All right, hold on. We're going in. Calm
Okay,
down.
because it's 44 to 41.
It was minus 2.5.
No, that's why I thought it was 3.5 when I picked. Okay, whatever. Well, Roger fucked it up anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
So, anyway, I'm gonna let.
Where the hell were you guys?
What's that, Roger?
I said, where the hell were you guys when I was making the pick?
Oh,
You know what?
should-
I got that pick from like a guy that's like inside college, knows college sports, and just like a guru. And take Georgia. They're gonna win, and son of a bitch.
That was Kirby.
See, Roger, you need to listen to my weekly podcast because I said on my podcast, I said Alabama's been overperforming and Georgia's been underperforming, and it wouldn't be an upset because it's 2 versus 4, but I thought Alabama was going to win.
Roger doesn't listen to Kirby Smart. He listened to Kirby Stupid on that pick.
Ow!
Damn it.
All
I
right.
wish we could just end on that, but
All right.
Damn it.
So, my daughter did make a pick. I'm gonna play that right now.
Okay.
Let's see. She just turned 6. How do I hit play? Oh, hold on. Sorry. So sorry.
Krista's awesome.
Picking the Bengals because they're the best team in Ohio.
oh, wow. Okay. Ouch. But okay.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
That's wow. I mean, bold, but I don't think she's a bitch. I think that's just bad parenting by her father. I'm just saying.
I love Krista. She's my favorite.
I'll just it's her mother. She resents.
It ain't me.
it's Heather's. You have a great name, but it's a gamble to marry Heather because
It is.
shit.
Trust me.
All right. Okay, so Krista took the Cincinnati Bengals, unfortunately, against the Baltimore Ravens. They're getting 2.5 points.
Oh,
Heather?
boy. I'm gonna go with the Colts over the Jags. I can't believe that that Jacksonville is the favorite. Yeah, Richardson's hurt. Etienne, he's hurt. I don't think he's gonna play. So without who do they have? Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, Etienne is it's got to be one of their best players. He is.
And even if he's questionable, he was taken out of the game. And even if he plays a little bit, he's not at full strength. So I'm not even starting him in fantasy. I'm not rolling that dice.
I love that pick. All right. Roger.
Man, there's a lot of good games this week. I really like, what's the Vikings Jets?
The Vikings
it's in Minnesota.
Vikings are the favorite.
Oh, how many points are given to Jets?
They're giving 2.5 points.
2.5, yeah.
And it's in New York? It's in New Jersey?
No, it's in London.
Oh, it's in London.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 9:30.
Man, that's the only. I don't know how teams travel, but you know what? I'm going to take the Vikings because fucking Aaron Rodgers is already checked out. Sitting on the bench when they missed that field, he's already fucking checked out. He can't stand as head coach. Give me the Vikings in that game.
All right.
Even if it's in London, I'll take. But
great game, not so great game, I should say, in the MAC, the conference that the Ohio State Buckeyes won, according to Roger. But we have Ziggy Zumba, Bowling Green State University, going to Akron to play the Zips. What a godforsaken game. But give me Ziggy Zumba and Bowling Green State to get it done. And I think the point spread's like 14.5 or 50. I don't know. Who cares?
It's Bowling Green is giving 14.5 to Akron. And,
okay, well, I'm going with
It's right here in the hood, man.
Give
That's
me
like
the Falcons. Give me the Falcons to get it done.
10 minutes down the Ocho.
I've never heard it referred to as Bowling Green State. I thought it was just Bowling Green.
It's actually, I think it is Bowling Green State University.
It's
probably is.
BGSU, I think.
Yeah,
Isn't it
BGSU. I mean,
BGSU?
nobody says that, but officially.
No, but I think it's BGSU.
Yeah, BGSU.
All right. So, interestingly enough, everyone in the guests, Krista, Roger, Ed, you guys are all 2-2 this season. 4 weeks in, you're all 2-2. I know you're gonna do better than that. I am crazily 4-0. Which
you have a guy though, Andy. You have a guy probably.
I've already told you, give me the goddamn bet on Tuesday. So when we do this, I got a winner, for Christ's sake. Everybody I know's either been dead or in the joint for 10 years. So
they don't use analytics like they do now, Roger. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. Newspaper. They don't get the newspaper. And
there's nobody left in Collinwood giving me pointers anymore, Andy. I need help.
All right, fair enough. I will give you help next week. You made your pick this time. I don't want to fuck with that. But I am 4-0, and look, when I'm 4-0, it's very hard to make a pick. So I'm going to do something stupid.
Oh no, he's going to pick the Browns.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't pick them. If you pick the Browns, I quit Dawg Chug.
I'm doing something worse. I'm taking the Seahawks over the Giants. They're giving 6.5 points.
Ooh, 6.5.
Makes no sense, but I'm taking it. Geno Smith has been awesome. And
DK.
Texan.
Awesome. That's a safe. That's a safe.
All
DK
right,
is
I'm
a
taking it, and I'll probably be 4-1 next week, and I'll be the reason we're 4-1. But
you're taking the Giants over the Seahawks?
No, I'm not taking the Giants. That's the point.
Taking the Seahawks.
Oh.
Giving the point.
Oh, that's a great. That was my second bet. All right. Yeah. Good bet.
It's locked in. Maybe it's the week. We've been doing this dumb bit for like 3.5 years now. Let's see if this is the time we finally win. Let's go.
Let's do it.
My kids are asking me if we're ever going to win this thing, for Christ's sake.
By the time they apply for Social Security, I guarantee we're going to win one.
Yeah.
All right.
Lock that bet in.
Yeah, we have a big Browns game. The Washington Commanders have looked like one of the most brightest young teams in the league. And now our Cleveland Browns are playing them. Obviously, it looks like we're about to get our ass kicked, but is there any upside you see? Is there any reason we should be optimistic that we can actually win this game? We're not going to take them in the pool, obviously, but
no, not unless Jaden Daniels does rookie things. But he's not. He's not doing rookie things. He's finally connecting with Terry McLaurin, and they have Brian Robinson. They've got a run game, got a pass game. They have a real quarterback.
So you're saying you're agreeing with Ankrew. You should take the Washington and the points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Minus the points. Wow.
Well, she had insider information. Ankrew, you're getting that kind of information. You got to roll with the Commanders.
Right. No, he's Jaden Daniels is going to be rookie of the year. And let's be honest, he's got the CJ Stroud buzz, and he's doing it earlier than CJ Stroud did. CJ Stroud didn't come on last year until.
But is he peaking too early?
No, I don't think so. It's that rookie thing, There's game film on him 2 or 3 games, 2, 3, 4 games, but it's
the completion percentage. You look at Jaden Daniels, 90% against the Bengals on Monday Night Football, and then what was he like 25 to 28 last? These rookies come in, and if you're going to put up completion percentage like that, you're going to be successful. And hey, take a quarterback next year, Cleveland, because these quarterbacks come in and they're ready to roll right away.
They are, and they have nothing to lose. They have everything to prove, nothing to lose. They've got that big fat contract. So
Heather, I'm going to make you the deal of a lifetime.
Okay.
The Browns are 3-point underdogs. I'm going to bet that the Browns are going to win this game.
Okay.
against you saying the Commander's going to win this game. If either of us are wrong, what we have to do is we have to pour 6 shots into 6 shot glasses and then just take them back to back to back.
Can we do 4?
How about we do 5?
Okay. Fireball. I'll settle for 5.
Fireball.
I'll do Fireball. You can do whatever you want.
Hold on. How about the first 2 are vodka, the last 3 are Fireball?
Oh man. First is vodka, last are Fireball.
I would agree
That's
with
4?
that. That's.
And
I'm
then
not
you
doing
have,
2 shots of. I just destroyed my throat, my liver with like a half a bottle of Tito's tonight. I'm
All right, fair enough. 1 shot of vodka, 4
Yes.
shots of
Yeah.
Fireball.
Yes.
It is a bet, and let's make sure we get that done by Wednesday's show. So that,
Okay.
and you could
I'm in.
post it on Twitter. We'll just if you happen to lose, which obviously I'm going to lose.
I don't know. The Browns, this is where their bullshit comes in. Now that I'm betting,
Yeah.
they're gonna have the game.
Right? Exactly.
Right. This is where you get screwed.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey,
All right, I love it. You made a good deal. Let's go.
Deal
Okay.
with the devil.
Yeah, it is. I'll post it tomorrow. I'm not gonna post it
No,
right
you don't
now
have
because
You're going to do it tomorrow because the game isn't until Sunday.
I'll post it tomorrow. I'll post the bet so
Okay.
everyone knows that I'm
got
doing
it. I
it.
got it.
Yeah.
Andy will just start drinking. He just
It's already.
I'm going to record it tonight in case I lose.
Yeah,
it.
right.
Oh, my liver's fucking. All right. Well, anyone have anything else to add? This has been a fantastic
No.
show. All right. Well, with that, drink if you got them.
Go Browns.
Go Browns, go Guardians, and eventually go Cavs.
go Guards.
October 8th.